Hey, this is Andrew Brown, and in this video, I want to take a look at CloudTrail Lake because that is a new service, at least for me. It seems pretty straightforward in terms of how it would work, but it appears that what we can do is apply queries against our data. So the dashboard helps you visualize the data in your event data store by using queries. You can choose the event data store and type of dashboard you want to create. So it seems like we have to create an event data store before we can do that. So let's see here. Configure one or more event data stores with the data and management events that you want. Okay, let's go give that a go. And let's see here. So generally recommended pricing option. Wow, a lot of options here. Let me just carefully read this. All right, so we'll just call this my data store, and we'll stick with the 1 year. I'm just trying to, I was confused whether we were getting locked into anything, but it seems like we'll be okay here. And we're not going to ingest too much here. It says Lake Query Federation lets you run SQL queries against your event data using Amazon Athena. So it sounds like it's already using Amazon Athena. It's just kind of like a wrap around it. So we'll let it create a new role. We'll just say my Athena Lake Query. I mean, I didn't have much trouble using Athena before. Then we have the event types that we want to see here. So we have AWS events, AWS CloudTrail events. I would say that's the case. Is this not from a specific trail? Looks like we can also do this for other stuff here. CloudTrail events. Let's go over to configuration items. Okay, so what I keep expecting here is some way to specify the trail. And I'm not seeing that option, but that's totally fine. We want read and write, so that's not too bad. We'll go ahead and hit create event data store. Okay, and so now we can go into here. I really would have thought that we would choose the specific trail, but I guess not. So it seems like what it is that we're creating like a managed S3 bucket that has the data in it and that is integrated with query, so Athena, so you don't have to do all that stuff. Yeah, this looks like Athena almost. Okay, so we'll go here, and I mean, to make sense of this, we actually have to know what we're looking at. So I'm going to go back over to CloudWatch logs for a second, because we were able to visualize that pretty easily. It's interesting because we can search for Athena, but we can also kind of search with login sites as well. So, you know, it seems like there's more than one way to analyze stuff. But we'll go into CloudTrail. And then from here, we'll go into here. And I'm just trying to see something that we can search on. Does create log stream? No. List stacks? No. No. I'm looking for something interesting. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much, but I'm going to just keep looking around a bit here. So, I mean, that might be interesting. Or event source, like maybe the event source from DynamoDB. So what we'll do is we'll go back over to our query. And in here, there's probably event source. There it is. Oh, it doesn't. It just shows us that it's there. Okay. Not very helpful. Sample queries, I guess. This is a terrible UI. Just horrendous. Okay. Let me give me a second here. Let me just take a look here. This query language is not fun looking. Okay, so I'll copy this one here. And we'll go back. I feel like this would be easier just to use Athena directly. We'll go here, and I'm just trying to expand this to see what I'm looking at. So elementnet. Run the query. Do we get anything back? Failed. Query is not valid. How could it not be valid? I copied and pasted it from what AWS provided me. You serious? All right, well, I just clicked one. There we go. Query results. Nothing. So, I mean, at least we can click through here on specific ones, but it doesn't really help us for creating our own queries. So it's not the best thing to look at here. I just really want to see if we can write our own queries. So what I'll do is I'm just going to open this up in another tab so I can see what's going on here. So we can't write our own queries. What's the point? Okay, so I would say that I want to select, I select everything first. Then there's this. I'm not exactly sure what that's supposed to mean. Event source here would be DynamoDB. And I don't care the time range. Run. Will this give me anything back? I mean, it worked, so that's good. How do I see the results? Result history. Select all, so we can click here. Maybe if we go into here, because the way Athena works is that it would deliver the results to S3 so that we could see it. But notice here, I'm not seeing any of the results, so it's not very useful. We'll run this again. Okay. Nothing, no results. All right, let's save this to S3. I'm gonna go browse. I guess it's just creating a new bucket. That's fine, we can go ahead and have it do that. We'll just run this again. And we'll view this in S3. If there's no results, that's fine. I just can't make sense of what it's saying. So I'm gonna go ahead and download this CSV. And then because it's a GZ file, for whatever reason in VS Code or Gitpod, it just seems to show it right away. So I'm gonna go, I'm just looking for it here. Just give me a second. Actually, the file seems to be a results.csv. It's not even gzip, so I don't even need to bring it into VS Code. But I'm going to anyway because that's just easier for me to do. And so here we have the query save. That's cool. What about the data? Let's go back to here. Maybe this is the data. Can I just open this up? Open, because it's just JSON. All right. Okay. So not useful so far. Oh, the event data store is this value. So that's what we're querying against every time. Okay, well, maybe it's because at the time we create this event data store, there is no data for it to query, and we have to wait a little while for something to occur. So I'm going to go ahead and open up DynamoDB in another tab. We're going to do the same thing. We're just going to kind of goof around and try to get some data to appear and then wait a little while and then requery it, okay? So we'll query it and say my new table. And we'll say ID here, and I'll go down and create this table. And we'll wait for that table to be created. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just change the settings here. So we'll just change this to, edit the capacity. We'll just set this to 5 and 5. And then we'll save those changes. And then I'm going to edit the capacity again and just change it to be on demand. And yeah, we'll just have to wait a little while here, I guess, for this to update. Okay. All right, so that table's still updating, but I feel like maybe there's enough data that might have propagated for us to do our query. So we'll go back over to CloudTrail if we can find it, and we'll go ahead and try to run our query again and see if we actually get some data back. And so now we're actually getting data back. Okay, so I think it was just a matter of us having to wait here, and so now we can see our data. These queries are going to S3, so I think if we go here, it'd be interesting to see if it also dumped the data there as well. I mean, it might have. Can we just open this one here? Open. It'd be nice if we could just open it without having, nope, we got to drag it in here. So I'll go back over to here and we'll just take a look at the results again. So it doesn't show us the data, but we definitely get results back. At least that's nice. What about the other file here? Nope. Well, at least we know that query works, but yeah, that's one way of doing this. So I would say that satisfies our ability to use Event Data Store. It seems like this can be used a lot more than just CloudTrail. But what I'm going to do is I want to get rid of this now. So let's go see if we can delete this. Lake Federation enabled. So I got to stop ingesting first. Okay. I guess it's a really easy way to have basically a data lake where you're just getting data ingested into one place. And so it's stopped. Can I delete it? Or do I have to hold on to that? Retention period, 366 days. Okay, so I guess we can't delete it for 366 days. That sucks. And that's what I was worried about. It seemed like we could delete it any time, but I guess we can't. So that's kind of stupid. Just give me a second. All right, well, we've ingested very little here, so I think it's less of an issue. You want to choose a retention period of 1 year on your event data store. You have two options. You have a 1 terabyte of CloudTrail management data events ingested into CloudTrail in a given month in your account. You want to choose a retention period of 1 year for your event store. Okay. So what am I paying? So yeah, I guess we're locked in for the year, but we did really ingest in a whole lot of information, so I think it's not much of an issue. So it says CloudTrail management data events 0.75, and so we're definitely going to be under that, but it's just frustrating because at least it seems like we're going to be like 75 cents or less per month, but we only have a 1 year. We have this 1 year extendable retention period. Okay, let's go back here. I'm assuming we can't delete this. Let's go back to, where was this? Over here. Yeah, so I can't delete this, I guess. Oh, wait, no, it has termination protection on. Okay, hold on. Change disabled. Okay, refresh. Nope. Okay. So I guess we're stuck for it for the year. Maybe we have to disable it first. I'm just going to disable Lake Query Federation here. Okay. Now can I delete it? Okay, there we go. All right. Whew. I tell you, it's kind of hard to make sense of this stuff half the time. Okay, we'll delete that. Great. We're in great shape. Still says retention period 366 days, but I'm hoping that that's fine. But yeah. Anyway, that is CloudTrail Lake. I don't find this much advantageous over using Athena. Maybe we should show you how to use Athena, but I'm going to go over to DynamoDB as we do have this table here. I just want to go ahead and delete it. Okay. And I'll see you in the next one, okay? Ciao.